Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show here on Twitch, or maybe you're watching later on YouTube. Either way, thank you for hanging out with us. Good morning, Carla Marie.
Good morning, Anthony.
Let's see. I think you're a little low, but I think I can adjust that here. Say good morning one more time.
Good morning, Anthony.
There we go. Maybe turn up the microphone over here, since we can do that with our little fancy microphones. We tried actually, so Twitch has this new thing called, what's it called? Guest Star?
Yes.
It's called Guest Star. And it's supposed to work really, really well. We'll probably try to use it for tomorrow.
I figured out there's a way I can fix it on my end.
But you have to verify your account. Basically, it's video conferencing through Twitch directly. So we don't have to use Google Meet or is it Meet or Meets?
Meet.
Google Meet, the Zooms. We don't have to use the Zoomies or the Facebooks. None of that stuff. But you have to verify your account through your phone. And Carla Marie was like locked out of her account this morning or something.
Yeah, but I think my phone number is on our account, our Twitch account. But it seems like I can use, there's an option in settings to do, it just showed me now, additional account creation. I just have to fix that and we'll be ready to roll.
All right. Hype Train level 6, by the way, Carla Marie. You got any shots over there?
I texted my niece. So I am coming to you live from Starcom Fiber, which is my brother's company. My niece, my sister, and my cousin all work here. My sister doesn't know I'm here, so I can't wait for her to walk by and be like, what is happening? I'm in an office right now. I think I decided that I'm going to make one of these offices a studio for whenever I'm home.
It's a good idea.
I know. And
well, do they have enough offices where you can set something up and leave it there?
Yes.
God. Do they have enough offices where I can set something up and leave it there?
Yeah, Anthony and I decided we're going to take over an office as a studio.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Gabriella Marie.
I don't know which kind you want.
Wow.
What do you got?
It's cold.
Oh, wow. So you have, I would go with the Captain probably.
A shot of Captain, straight up Rutgers style?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's cold. I feel like the shot of Captain cold will be better and more enjoyable than the shot of Tito's.
This is an interesting
both
cup.
of them are probably the same. I'll never forget. Is that like a 9/11 cup? Because that's not even the hashtag that.
I don't know.
What is all? I'm not trying to make fun of
No,
9/11 by any means.
I think it's a wine glass, so maybe there's something there.
Is it a wine glass for elephants? So they're like, I'll never forget because I'm an elephant and I've got a great memory.
Maybe. So I'm coming to you live from this office. There's people, I guess they're doing,
I'm coming to you live from this place that I am.
and I guess they're like doing their yearly reviews today.
Ooh, the Bobs are in town, huh?
The Bobs are my sister. She's giving the reviews.
Oof.
So she hasn't seen me yet, but people are like coming out of the review, walking by, and they're like, who's this girl? And then they're very confused because I obviously look like Ashley Marie, and they're like,
But I don't think you look like Ashley Marie. But are they coming out sad or happy?
happy, most of them. They're probably
Ooh.
getting raises.
Couple of them
I
are
wonder if
not-
I can
not
pop
so
in
happy?
and see if I get something.
You should. You should get it. You should have. You know what? You should have your sister review you here on the stream. Review your
No,
performance for the year.
She's rude. I don't trust her.
All right, real quick. Billy from Virginia, thank you very much for your subscription with Prime. Jess from Minnesota, 100 bits there. Another 100 bits from Jess. Tuka Boo subscribed with Prime. Thank you very much. Sunny Survivor gifted 5 tier 1 subs.
Thanks,
We got a lot
Jess.
going on here today. Thank you guys very much. And then I know there was another one, Taryn something. I missed it before. But 5 gifted tier 1 subs. So to everyone who's subscribed or supported the stream today, thank you very much. Carla Marie.
Oh, we're there now.
We're going to take a shot now, but I need to go grab some stuff. And here's the problem. We might be having company, depending on some things that I'll talk about later. And my mom, I believe, hid some of the good alcohol because we got some people in our family that like to make themselves some drinks pretty liberally. And she didn't want them taking all the good stuff. So hold on.
I love that.
BRB.
That's hilarious that she had it. Well, since I'm here by myself, I did see some people commenting on my hair. So I used my niece's Dyson Airwrap. She's used it on me before, but I used it yesterday for the first time. It actually looked pretty good. And this is my leftover hair from yesterday, and I never have my hair like this. If you go to my Instagram story, you can see how it looked yesterday, and it was like a blowout. The thing's like $500, and she has like the original one. But I think I need it in my life. So yeah, That was. We'll talk. I think we're gonna talk about the ultrasound when Anthony's here. Oh my God, Owen, thank you. You said my makeup looks amazing. I don't really have much on, so I appreciate that. Yeah, Martha, it's way too much money. Apparently, Shark came out with their version of it, and it's like $200 or less. So I'm gonna figure that out. But yeah, it's so weird. I never have my hair like. Well, it's a mess right now, but it's never been like a blowout. Anthony, did you? Oh, he can't hear. My sister does not know what she's having. It's a surprise. Oh, I guess he's taking the elevator. Come on. Yep, I know it. But except Anthony doesn't do that in elevators. He talks to everybody around him. So I hope he falls. This is just natural New Jersey light, I'm telling you. Yeah, Diva Woman, Dyson's awesome.
Oh, hey, everybody.
We're sick of your dad things. Come on. Anthony, did you notice that my hair was different yesterday and today?
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Why? How would I not notice?
I used the Dyson Airwrap.
Is it like an air fryer? What is it? What is the? What? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a $500 hair dryer thing. Yeah, and can you explain the Dyson Airwrap? Go on their website.
Oh, okay.
At least I love
I've never
you for
seen
that.
the air wrap. Was it Dyson
And you can't pull it up on the screen, right?
air wrap? I could. No, actually, it's not worth it. The Dyson air wrap.
Also, one of us
Complete
took a
long.
gummy today, and one of us did not. Anthony took a gummy.
I did.
I did not. And this is the opposite.
All right, Dyson air wrap. Ooh, it's got a lot of options. I don't know if I should do this, Carla Marie,
Why?
because we're beach waver people.
We are beach waver. It's a completely different thing, though, because
Okay.
this is like a hair dryer.
So
essentially.
completely different than the beach waver and worse, without a doubt. The Dyson Airwrap can curl, wave, smooth, and dry your hair all with one wand-like device. You have these barrels that curl or wave, and then brushes.
You're
to
reading.
Smooth and volumize.
No, get out of town.
And here's the
can't
best part.
read.
You can choose from their pre-assembled sets with attachments for your hair and style.
Okay,
How'd I do?
we're done with that. You cheated.
I did not cheat.
Typical mansplain.
I've never seen it before.
Kiara said, I remember when I first started watching your show, I would always think you were talking about special gummies. I mean, they are, but not those kinds.
They're special to us in our
Yeah.
hearts. So I got what alcohol did you decide? One more time.
I guess I'm doing Captain.
What alcohol did you decide to drink? There we go.
Captain.
So I've got Screwball,
Ooh.
which is peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah, we've had that with Seattle Cocktail Club before.
Yeah, I feel like it looked familiar, so it's a little dusty.
Oh, no.
Not like the dusty tequila.
Tequila.
And do we still have these in the store, Carla Marie?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's why I grabbed
I
it.
said that a little too quick. Let me just...
So I don't know if you've noticed this when you're at your parents' house, Carla Marie, because both of us
We do.
stopped. Oh, what the?
You mix that with some Chambord and you got peanut butter and jelly.
I got some crusties on here.
Oh.
What?
Your brother Justin said that him and his fiance bought that for the house.
Oh, well. Even though it was sealed, it's crusty. But okay.
It's sugar.
Oh, that's what it is. I guess that's a shot. Ooh, that's probably too big of a shot, but whatever. So, I don't know if you noticed this, Carla Marie, when you visited your parents or when you got to Jersey. They don't throw away like mugs or silverware ever.
Just collect.
I mean, we have like 3 sets of silverware all in one drawer. I mean, there's never a chance we're going to use all of these forks, spoons, and butter knives in one sitting, ever.
Yeah, but you like, yes, that's entirely not true.
What? How?
Because when we have Thanksgiving, there's 30-something people at my house.
Do you use plastic or actual silverware?
We use actual silverware, and I feel like end plastic.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not worth it to me. And
'Cause my parents have a
went to go
China
look.
set.
I went to go look for. We also have, by the way, a like fancy set of forks and knives and everything, like the silverware, and they're all like fake gold plated. So we have that as well, and there's a lot of those.
My parents have like a china set, like plates and stuff, but on holidays they'll use paper plates. So I'm like, when I say I think it's stupid to get people china, don't get mad at me. Where am I going to put it?
I do think the fine china thing is weird.
Your brother Justin said it's not fake gold plated.
They're actually what? We have gold forks?
Take some.
I might have to take some to New York. Sell them a
Take
little
it to
bit.
your dad. See if you can sell them back as some forks.
I should. Because then they wouldn't even be losing them, right? They'd still own them. But the other thing I noticed when I was looking for a shot glass was, keep in mind, me and my brothers are much taller than my parents. My mom is like 5'5". My dad is, I don't know, 5'7". They have on their top 2 shelves in their kitchen cabinets like 100 mugs that they're clearly not using because they're too short to reach them.
You know how I feel about the mugs.
And I feel like every time I bring up the fact they have too many mugs, I always get the answer of like, but what if we have company? And I always think to myself, you're not going to have 40 people here drinking coffee. It's just not going to happen. But anyway,
I don't know.
It's one of the things that I've noticed being here at my parents' house.
All right, let's take the shot because then I have a little something special we can do.
All right. Cheers to you, Carla Marie. I got my peanut butter whiskey.
Cheers to you, Anthony. I'll never forget you.
You look great.
Oh, I put way too much in here. There's a hair.
You doing karate over there? Little hair of the captain in the morning? Isn't that what they call it? The hair's the captain now.
Captain Marie.
You're right there? I feel like Captain Morgan Cold is actually very easy to drink. I don't remember the last time I took a shot of Captain Morgan Cold, but
Me neither. This microphone keeps making it look like I got a mustache.
turn your phone flashlight on and put it under you. That peanut butter whiskey was actually very good. Obviously, it would have been better cold, but it was pretty nice. What
All right.
What non-alcoholic thing would you mix that with? Because like you can't do. I wouldn't do like a Coke or a.
I don't know. I know that if you mix it with Chambord, it's a peanut butter and jelly drink.
Yeah, we had that on the show, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well,
So you said you had a special surprise that you'll never forget?
So I did what any East Coaster does when they return home. Mm-hmm. And I ordered Chinese food.
Nice.
From my favorite Chinese food place. Because everyone knows that West Coast Chinese food, it's good. It's just not the same.
And when we talk, we're not talking about like good, authentic Chinese food, right? Like there are great, because there's a huge Chinese population on the West Coast that I'm sure if you had them making actual food from China in a nice restaurant, it would be fantastic.
Yeah.
We're talking about like number one Chinese restaurant in your phone book.
Yes.
That place.
So my favorite place is Bergen Dragon in Lyndhurst, New Jersey. If you live around there, order from there. They are not paying me to say this, but I got 2 fortune cookies that I did not open yet because I know we wanted some authentic.
So these are not
cookies
from Panda.
However, they got smashed in my backpack and they're partially open.
Nah, whatever.
The greasy kind of place. Liz.
That's-
I might order
yes.
it again, honestly, today.
I think the place in Ridgewood we used to order from was called Bamboo House. Possibly. Justin, let me know if I'm wrong.
All right, let's see if this is a real fortune. Don't be afraid of fear.
Advice, not a fortune.
Come on, Jersey, you're letting me down here.
What's the next one?
Martha said, I want dirty Chinese food. That's like, it's dirty is not the way to describe it, but it's just like, it's comfort food, honestly. I don't know what happens if you broke them.
It means nothing.
If strength were all, tiger would not fear scorpion.
Again, not a fortune, more like
I like
a proverb.
that, though.
More
I
like
like that.
It's more like a proverb, but I do like it.
Like, strength isn't everything.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's why Anthony's afraid of me. He's stronger than me, but he's afraid.
I wasn't aware that was the case. but it's good to know.
Oh,
What did you just? Are you actually eating it?
no. I didn't get to enjoy it the other night with my egg roll and my chicken broccoli combo. And then I ordered pork fried rice and had it the next day.
I did another similar thing, Carla Marie, when I got here, which was the first day that I was here. I got a Taylor ham, egg, and cheese, which I will be getting once I leave here as well. But speaking of being around New Jersey and just observing Jersey things and, really getting into the culture, I went to LA Fitness in Paramus over here, not LA Fitness in Ballard. And I forgot how jacked up and possibly roided out New Jersey teenagers are. There was a kid working out next to me, and this is a 100% true story. There's a kid working out next to me, and right when I saw him, I went, man, that kid looks way too young to be as jacked and strong as he is. And then I thought to myself, well, I'm older now, so maybe he's actually like college, right after college, so it's not that weird. And he's working out right next to me, and I'm on the near the bicep curl machine, but I'm not actually using it. It's just the space that I took over. So he comes over and he says, hey, can I use that machine if you're not using it? So I say, yeah, no problem. I move over. And out of nowhere, never seen this guy before in my life, another guy shows up. And he goes, impressive, huh?
To you?
To me. And I went, excuse me? And he goes, him. And he's talking to the kid about the kid that I had mentioned. And I went, I don't know what you mean. He goes, he's only 15 years old. That's my brother. And now, not only am I
like O'Doyle rules, like that's what I.
Not only am I impressed that this kid is 15 years old and like looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm like, well, now I have to say something. Like, do I have to compliment this stranger? So I just went, yeah, man, you're moving a lot of weight. And then I just walked away because I didn't.
People are so weird here. There are some things that I'm just like, why?
But his weirdness made me weird.
Well, yeah. Could you imagine your brother, Michael or Justin, ever doing anything and you tapping like a stranger and being like, yo, cool, right? Like, look at my brother.
He's 15 years old.
Look how many books he can read.
Yeah, man, you're moving a lot of weight. Congratulations.
That's such a bizarre thing. Like you should have been like, oh, I was at 15. When I was 15, I was lifting way more than that. But good for him. He'll get there.
Like, she just went, oh, that's it? You bitch. Like, I don't know what else I would have said in that scenario. But Jersey, man, it's a weird place.
It is very weird. Meg said, during the pandemic, my nephew would post shirtless gym selfies on Instagram, and he's jacked. It made me so uncomfortable because he was only 16 and 17.
Well, the other thing that I wanted to say after I said my weird thing and kind of shuffled off to the side was, I don't think he's allowed to be here. I think you have to be 16 years old to be in the gym.
No. So I think it depends, because I think you can be younger if you have a guardian.
And I guess his brother was there, so that's maybe his guardian.
Yeah.
But all in all, just a weird scenario. And then
I want to take my nephew to Orange Theory, but I don't know that he could hack it.
And maybe it was the time that I went, because a lot of like college kids are now home, for Thanksgiving. And I went around 2:00, which is probably when I'll be there again today. So maybe it was just the time that I went where there was a lot of like high school and or college students returning to the area. But I forgot, and I was one of them, so I'm not trying to like say they're terrible people. I forgot how douchey high school kids and college kids, specifically boys, are. They're just the douchiest.
But again, I think it's worse here
in New Jersey.
Yeah,
I think it's probably more exaggerated, and I think the reason it might seem that way in New Jersey,
outgoing,
huh?
Because everyone's outgoing.
Well, it's there. There's that, right? There's the fact that people in Jersey generally, and the New York tri-state area, are louder than anywhere else. But I think the other part is we forget how densely populated this area is. So you don't get a break from people here.
No,
you just don't.
I texted Anthony. I was like, I just went to Target, and there were people everywhere, and it was like When I go to the Target, like in Ballard near our house, and granted it's a smaller Target, but still, there's never more than 8 people in the store at the same time, and that's the norm. That Target is doing well. Like, it's just that's Target by us, and we live in a city where we do have several Targets and several things, obviously, that are spread out. I mean, you have Target with a CVS and a Bartell Drugs across the street, and a Walgreens also across the street. So yes, there are more options.
Yeah, but there's also those things here. Like, you can drive. No one has to drive very far in New Jersey to get anything they need.
No. But and then I had to go to Walmart to pick. I didn't think where I was going. Walmart to pick up something because I need a new computer charger. The amount of people in the parking lot, just I'm like, I have the amount of people here. How did this whole place not have COVID the entire time? Because there's just packed.
They did.
people.
They just didn't care.
That's right. That's right.
But and here's what. If you've never been to New Jersey, if you've never been to the tri-state area, or if you haven't really spent time here, maybe you just visited Manhattan as like a vacation or a trip with school or something. The thing that people forget when I say it's densely populated, it's not just crowded. For example, the city of Seattle is one of the biggest cities in America. In Seattle, there are roughly 800,000 people in the city itself, and 4 million in the greater metro area.
There's more than 800,000.
Look it up. I think it's like 800,000 people or so.
You mean 800 million?
No. So the greater metro area.
737,000 as of 2020.
So what was the? I'm sorry.
All right, go jerk.
What was that? Oh, that was me being right and Carla Marie being wrong.
Okay, but I didn't give a real number.
You said I was wrong, so you were wrong. Anyway, the greater metro area of Seattle is about 4 million. It's a little less. It's like 3 point something. Now, compare that to the New York metro area, which is 20 million people.
Yeah, and now my family's like, why didn't you move back here?
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't. There's a billion people here.
Yeah.
What do you need me here for?
Well, there's 20 million. There's not a billion. There's 20 million, which is a
Feels
whole lot
like
of
it.
people.
Plus, they're loud, so it's a billion.
It does sound like a billion sometimes.
You think I'm loud?
But I think that people often forget just how different it is when you talk about population density here. The city, like Los Angeles, the Los Angeles metro area is, I want to say, 8 million. So it's less than 50% of the New York metro area.
It's bizarre. And the crazy part is there's a lot of people here with zero space. Mm-hmm. Like, houses are on top of each other. Again, I live in a city. Of course mine
But
is.
drive through North Arlington or North Bergen.
That's where I live.
I mean, I know, but you don't live in North Bergen.
No.
I was giving 2 examples.
Oh.
And I mean, you can open your car door in your driveway and hit your neighbor. Like,
that's my.
That's how densely populated this area is.
Well, in Seattle, we don't even have parking, so.
Well, there's that.
There's something I was just going to say. Oh, speaking of the drama, I went to Target, and I was at self-checkout,
Okay.
and I spotted my ex-boyfriend's sister. And when I tell you this woman hates my guts, if she would have seen me, her whole Christmas would have been ruined.
Well, why does she hate you so much?
Because I broke up with her brother in 2010.
Okay. Whatever.
2009? 2010.
Okay.
Anyway, so I saw her and I was like, because I truly haven't seen her in like 15 years, like 14 years. What a year is it? 22, 12 years, I guess. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, but she didn't see me. So that's nothing happened. But I was like, oh my God. And it was crazy because where I live, I'm obviously not really seeing exes' families on the reg.
Yeah.
So I text my family. I was like, oh my God, this is why I can't ever move back here. They were like, okay, thank you.
Well, you don't have to move there if you move
No.
back here.
But I was like, should I ruin her day and be like, hi, how are you?
Also, my brother in the chat, when we were talking about population density and stuff, he said, drive anywhere in Cumberland County, though. And South Jersey is farmland. Yeah, but South Jersey is not what I'm talking about, because that is not the New York metro area. That's actually that's the greater Philadelphia area, if anything.
Yeah.
Or, depending on where you are, the greater Atlantic City area, which is just weird.
Fred the Mailman said population density of New Jersey is around 1,100 people per square mile. Ohio is about 300 people per square mile.
Yeah.
I'm coming there.
That's why, and looking at numbers, this is why I love nerding out about these things. When you look at numbers, it really helps you see how different things are.
Like, states are so different.
Like, a mile's not a lot of space to put 11,000 people.
No.
And that's including, like my brother said, that's including places like Cumberland County, which has huge farms. So I would be interested to see, like, north of Rutgers University, what the population density is. Like, cut out all
Are you saying that's Central Jersey?
I'm saying that is closer to the middle of New Jersey.
There's no Central Jersey.
Here's the problem. I go by North Jersey and South Jersey. For me, is really who calls it Taylor ham and who calls it pork roll.
And when you go to, here's the thing, when you go to Rutgers, it is a hodgepodge because it's students from everywhere around the state. And I think that Rutgers is the defining line of North versus South. There's no Central.
I
It's
agree.
just Rutgers is the hub.
I agree.
No, Phil Murphy said there was no Central Jersey, Justin. I'm pretty sure. In the thing with Jimmy Kimmel. No, who was it? Jimmy or John Oliver?
Probably Jimmy. I feel like John Oliver doesn't really have guests.
Sawyer Central Jersey said, "You stop with that, CM. There is def Central Jersey."
There's a part of New Jersey that if you looked at it is more central, but what is the culture of Central Jersey would be my question.
The culture of Central Jersey is a mix of North and South.
Okay, Heather _ H007 said there is a Central Jersey. I live in it. Yeah, I guess if you identify as being from Central Jersey and people are just like, you don't exist. Sorry.
People clean pillows is real mad. Rutgers did a campaign a few years ago that was like they made Rutgers hats that were North Jersey, South Jersey, Central Jersey, playing off of that whole thing. And yeah,
there was there's a New Jersey sports writer that I follow on Twitter, and he does all Jersey sports: Monmouth, St. Peter's, Rutgers, Seton Hall. But he does a lot of basketball stuff, and he was commenting about how rough Rutgers has it playing in their division in football of the Big Ten. And he was saying how when they played Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan this year, they lost by a combined score of like, 100. Let's say it was 180 to 40, something crazy like that. And all of these Rutgers stands, not even fans, stands were getting into his replies on Twitter, and they were like, I can't believe you would shit talk us like this. I can't believe how disrespectful you are. I'm like, he just told you the score.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you people? If your team's bad, it's bad. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
And he didn't even say anything negative. He was just like, it's rough when you have to play those three teams every year, which is true to anyone. Like when USC goes over to the Big Ten, they're going to have a very tough time.
This is an issue I have when people like state facts and people get mad at them and try to argue facts.
Yeah.
Like, I try to argue facts as a joke, but like there are people that do it seriously, and I'm like, okay.
My favorite part was someone in his Twitter replies. Excuse me. Someone in his. Geez, hold please. There we go. Now I'm good. Again, someone in his Twitter replies said something along the lines of, "Well, they lost 78-0 last year, so at least we made an improvement." I mean, I guess, yeah, that's an improvement, but it's still really, really bad.
Just so you know, we have 3 minutes left on this Zoom. I already sent you a new one.
Okay, cool. Then we will hit the intermission in a second. But I am going to talk about how apparently COVID is chasing me. And thus far,
Don't say it.
We'll take an intermission.
No, don't say it at all.
What? Well, okay, we'll come back to it. Hold, please. And we are back. You're right there, Carla Marie?
Yep.
It looks, we had all that time and you're still not set.
No, my computer charger is dying.
Question for you. And you know what? I'll save the question. We'll talk about how COVID is chasing me first. So I have, since I landed on Wednesday, have been in direct contact with two people who right after I saw them tested positive for COVID. And normally I wouldn't even really think it's a big deal, right? You take all the proper precautions and whatever happens, happens. But I don't want to be the one that ruins anyone else's Thanksgiving, right? I don't want to
Yeah.
be the one that gets someone else sick and they have to cancel Thanksgiving because they don't want to bring everyone over their house or anything like that. And on top of that, I'm thinking kind of selfishly in this, and I'm thinking about my own situation. I have 2 relatives who are not doing too great in terms of their health. And the last thing I would want to do is keep someone from going over and seeing their family because I gave them COVID. But thankfully, every single day that I've been in New Jersey, I have tested negative for COVID, despite the fact that I really feel like it's chasing me around.
Same, honestly.
Like everywhere I go, it's right around the corner.
And
It's lurking.
I have people in New Jersey and Seattle.
What?
People that I wasn't actually around in Seattle, but they're getting sick. And it's like, it's everywhere again. Are people dying from it like they were in 2020? No, thank God. But it's still something you need to be careful of as I lose my voice while speaking. So that's great. But as of last night, I also had a negative test. I'm just trying to lay low
Yeah.
for Sam's wedding. I'm
know,
just
it's-
trying to get to that fucking wedding.
It's funny because I obviously didn't spend the money and time and travel 3,000 miles to get here to not see anybody. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I can, go to Sam's wedding. And I think of someone like Elvis, who is going to go to the wedding, and going to the wedding is a risk no matter what. But at the same
course.
time, I think you take that risk understanding that people are taking the proper precautions. So I don't want to go, I would never go there if I knew I was positive with COVID, because I don't want to put Elvis in a situation where he goes back home and he's dealing with a spouse who's going through chemo.
My thought process is there's no way I make it out of this week without it.
I mean, you
Like
could.
Thanksgiving and a wedding. That's just whatever. I just want to get back to Seattle and deal with it. That's
I'm
how
not-
I feel.
I'm not quote unquote scared of COVID. I had
No,
it.
not
I'm
at all.
vaccinated. And at this point, Omicron is actually, it's not that bad.
I got boosted last week. I mean, something's got to work.
But I do feel like it's been chasing me around, and we have someone quarantining now in my house. My dad tested positive. But the funny thing is with my dad, so my dad's a jeweler and he doesn't work on Sundays and Mondays. This is a slow week anyway. And then after Thanksgiving is when
That's it.
obviously the holidays pick up, and he works 14-hour days, and that's where he makes most of his money. So yeah, so on and so forth. So for him, this is the best time he could have gotten it, because this week is kind of a nothing week for him. He's going to have 2 days off of work. He doesn't have to go back tomorrow or Wednesday. Or I'm sorry,
great.
tomorrow or Wednesday. And now that he's got it, he doesn't really have to worry during the holiday season, because if he
Yeah.
missed a whole week during the holidays, that's a big deal.
Yeah. It's Grossinator said cuffing season is your dad's busy season.
Exactly. It very, very much is.
Yeah, it's wild. But you know what? The more people are getting it now, the more it's just going to truly be the common cold, which will be good in the end for all of us. But right now,
Well, especially
little-
because Omicron is so different than what the original, I guess, alpha version was.
I was just talking to someone about this 2 days ago. I was like, there are people that are young people who had COVID pre-vaccines, like the OG is what I'm calling it, the
Yeah.
OG COVID. And they're like, you don't ever want that. They're like, that's like nothing that I ever experienced. And then maybe they got it again after being vaccinated. Like it was another completely different thing.
Yeah.
Like having it, you thought you were going to die no matter how young you were. You just felt that sick.
Well, I mean, like our friend Leslie, who had it, and she's still
Yeah.
dealing, because she was one of the, I think, the actual first person I knew
I knew.
directly
Yeah. Same.
that had COVID. And she, right before COVID, she was running half marathons. And now she's on an inhaler. It was serious when it first hit. And my friend
But then
Jamil
it-
actually had both. He was the second person I knew who got it, and he was out for about a week and a half. He was not, couldn't leave the room, not just because he was isolating, but just didn't have the energy. And then he got Omicron last year, and he was fine.
Yeah.
So again, I'm just trying to be the person that doesn't ruin anyone else's holidays.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Here we are 2 years later, 2.5.
But the other thing that I wanted to jump into was this guy.
You got one.
So apparently this cup is a big deal.
It is.
Explain, Carla Marie, is this an every year thing at Starbucks?
I believe so. Or maybe they just started it last year, but you get the Starbucks red cup if for free if you order a grande size or larger of a Starbucks holiday drink. And then you can reuse that cup. And people love free things.
So I'm supposed to take this back to Starbucks and be like, hey, fill up my cup?
And I think you get a discount if you use one.
Okay.
So you got but Starbucks all over New Jersey were sold out of them. They're also all sold out of lemonade. There's a shortage. You've been getting medicine balls, you told me. Every Starbucks I've gone to has no lemonade.
Well, maybe they've skipped out on the lemonade. I don't know.
I did one without lemonade. I like it way better.
So here's the story with this red cup. I had heard, everyone's at Starbucks getting their red cup, and I did not go that day. And then I went to a Starbucks here in Midland Park. It's a drive-through, and I ordered my drink. I get to the window, gives me my cup, but as I'm paying, he, I did the tap to pay, and the screen comes up, would you like to tip? So I tipped $1, and he goes, oh, thanks so much, man. Would you like one of our red cups? We're trying to get rid of them. It was Red Cup Day was yesterday. And I was like, sure. And I thought this red cup was going to be something like cool. This cup is a piece of garbage.
I don't know how you put a hot drink in that.
That's the thing. And I was reading it to see if it says don't put a hot drink, but it actually says this cup contents may be hot. Please use cup sleeve.
Yeah.
And check locally to determine if facilities exist in your area to recycle this cup.
Oh, well, no, they do. I think Audi Swan said that their Starbucks doesn't fill personal cups anymore, but they do here again. So,
but it's just the fact that people lose their minds and line up for this cup. It blows my mind because this is a cheap plastic cup.
Yeah, I know it is.
It's one step above a Solo cup. It's like the souvenir cup you get from a baseball game. That's the thickness of this plastic.
Yeah.
The human race is stupid.
It is. Shayna said, did you know that Seattle Gummy Co. is sold at Walmart? We did know that.
We did. And now it's I think
Target.
expanded.
And Target as well.
Because
I don't think every location has it. You can check in the app to see when you hit local if it's there.
But I think they expanded because yesterday they posted something about
I didn't see.
being in more Walmarts.
Cool.
But those are our peeps. And honestly, I do think the reason that COVID has been so far chasing me unsuccessfully. I got vaccinated originally, didn't get the booster.
You did last year. Oh, you didn't get a booster? Oh, no, you got no boost.
No boost for me. But I've also, when I travel, I do take the Seattle Gummy Company immunity gummies. And maybe it's mental. I don't know. But the one time I traveled without it, I did get sick.
That's right.
Every other time I've traveled, I make sure I take, because in every pack, there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
So it's enough. You only have to take 1 a day. So normally when I take a quick trip, 1 pack is enough for the whole trip. And I mean, knock on wood, so far so good.
Yeah.
Next thing on the list. I don't know if you saw this trending, Carly, on Twitter. It was the "Am I an a-hole" Twitter
Keep
account.
talking. I'm going to see how I can plug in my computer.
Okay. So the "Am I an a-hole" Twitter account. I don't know if you're not familiar. People post situations and they say, "Am I an a-hole for this situation?" And this guy was asking the internet if he was an a-hole for telling his wife that she was overreacting to something her mother-in-law did, his mom. Are you following, Carly Marie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So here's the situation. Apparently, this guy's mom hosts Christmas every year. And it's tradition in their family where every female, sisters, aunts, cousins, daughter-in-laws, it's tradition for them to submit their planned desserts to the mother for approval onto the Christmas menu. Okay. And this guy's wife has apparently been rejected every year.
Okay, so here's my thought process just right away is I could see my family doing something like you have to submit a cookie flavor and it's going to be like a joke and we're going to do a contest and we're going to judge, whatever. But the fact that you can get rejected is absurd. And also then I'm not submitting a cookie flavor or whatever it is, a dessert, if I get denied every year.
So that's an important part of this, Carly Marie. It's not mandatory to provide a dessert. It is mandatory, however, if you choose to provide a dessert, for it to be approved by the mom.
I can't. I cannot.
So, couple things. And what happened was he came home one day, his wife was crying, she got rejected again, and he said, "You're overreacting."
I would literally. No, she's not overreacting.
Really?
It's not. She's not upset that her cookies got denied. She's upset that his family is fucking psycho.
But she's
That's
not
what she's
the only
upset about.
person to get denied. Multiple people, another sister-in-law, another daughter-in-law actually got denied, and one time his own sister
Seems sus.
One time his own sister got denied.
Who is judging?
Now, couple things here. Do I think that crying over cookies is an overreaction?
That's not why she's crying.
A little bit, but I agree with you. It's not just the cookies. No. She's crying because she feels like she's not accepted into the family, right?
Yeah.
And that I understand. But at the same time, and this is where maybe we differ, me and this woman on the internet. If someone said, you don't have to submit a dessert, you don't have to bring anything to Christmas dinner, but if you choose, it can be rejected. To me, that just means I'm not submitting anything. I'm going to take this opportunity to do nothing.
Right.
You're not getting
that's
a damn
what I
thing
always
from me.
do without submissions.
Yeah.
My family gives me crap because I'm like, I don't listen. If I had a choice, I wouldn't eat any of this food or come here. So do you want me here or no?
No, I will say being 3,000 miles away does help for us because normally we're not coming in with a ton of time before the holidays. We don't have a place to set up and do
Where
things
am I going to
on our own.
cook? You want me to cook? It's going to be in your own kitchen.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're safe there.
Yeah.
So my question is, I guess, first off to you, Carla Marie, how do you
Okay.
feel about this entire situation?
Okay. I'm going to give my opinion after I pee because I'm about to pee my pants.
Okay.
So I chugged the tea in the Captain Morgan. So I need everyone to give their opinions.
Okay.
And put your cookie recipes in the chat.
And here's another thing that some of the people on Twitter said would be a good idea. I guess the mom said, there's no hard feelings. I just want people to love the food that is at dinner since I'm hosting. I think what this woman can do, the woman who got rejected by her mother-in-law for her cookie recipe, I think what she should do is bring in a scorecard and rate everybody's food. Every meal, every course, every side, whatever. Rate all of it and be honest and just, there's going to be things you like. There's going to be things that you hate. And just say, the cookies were dry. The ham was a little undercooked. But the mashed potatoes were great. Give an honest description of everything. And if there are no hard feelings, if this is just about getting the best menu on the table, then the mother-in-law should appreciate the review. Yeah, make it an even playing field. Martha said, I'm Arab. My love language is feeding people. Don't eat it if you don't want to. And that's the other part. I don't know how badly you can mess up a cookie. I know that might sound stupid as someone who doesn't bake. And I know my cousin Michelle might jump in here. But I just feel like cookies, it's a lot like pizza. It takes a lot to make a bad pizza. Because even subpar pizza is decent. And I feel the same way about cookies. Let's see. Renee said, we veto if there's too many of the same thing. I totally agree with that. You don't want everyone bringing the same dessert or same side or whatever because it's just waste at that point. They're just not going to be eaten regardless of what it is or how good it is. Oh, there we go. Carla Marie is back.
Oh, how sad I can't come back with a cat.
Oh, and the other part of this, there was another tweet, a reply to his original tweet. He said that the sister and sister-in-law who both got rejected are now saying they don't want to go to Christmas dinner at all.
Wait, the sister got rejected this year or
his
different?
wife and the other sister-in-law, they both got rejected this year.
Don't go. Listen, I'm all for just being so extreme in these situations. If you're going to be a dick like that, then I'm going to be an even bigger dick. I'm sorry. I'm petty AF and I will not deal with it.
I don't know. That's tough.
There are times where I'm like, I'll be the bigger person. No problem. But then there are other times where I'm like, I will ruin the rest of your life.
83 Marie said, never go again. I wouldn't.
Yes. See.
Or, yeah, Jess brings up a good point. Bring the cookies anyway. That's actually the best thing you could do.
Oh, wait, I do love this.
You can say, you know what? You're right. Mother-in-law won't bring them, but bring them anyway. Put them on the table and then just
Was she
see how
gonna
people
throw
react.
them? because then she's gonna like not win anybody.
But then it is up to the husband at that point to be the first one to eat the cookie and go, boy, these cookies are delicious. They're so good.
And see, and that's in the situation like he needs to support her in that situation. Like, okay, what if this was your family, and I was submitting cookies and they were denying me?
I'd say
not based on my previous cookie.
I was gonna say, because I've had some of the cookies that you've made and they're a little dusty. So I'd say don't make dusty cookies.
That was Thanksgiving 2 years ago. We gotta bring that video back.
The crumble cookie.
The crumble cookie. Crumble before it was cool.
I would first make sure that you didn't make a terrible cookie.
Okay.
Because if your cookie stinks, I'm gonna tell you. You can ask my cousin Michelle.
That's fair. I appreciate that. I don't want to be lied to.
But if it was a good cookie, I would just say, just bring the cookie. Who cares? It's a plate of cookies.
But what if I got to your family party and like whoever it was, like in your family was like, no, you can't put your cookies on the table. They weren't approved.
I would take the plate and I would put it on the table and say, these cookies are staying here. And that's it. The cookies are going.
Thank you for having my back. Appreciate it.
The cookies are going. But I also, this is the one thing I do really, really, listen, when you have a huge family, there's positives and negatives. One of the things I do love about my family is at least the guys in our family and my brothers especially, we just don't deal with, we have no patience. We don't even entertain those types of situations.
No, I appreciate that. You guys should come to my family. Martha said, it's a fucking cookie. Who cares?
Yeah. But this is the crazy thing about the holidays and family is things like a cookie could bring down your entire family tradition.
It's crazy. So crazy.
Yeah.
So nuts.
I think my brothers, I don't know if Justin is still in here, but they would both agree. Anytime someone comes to any of the three of us with drama, generally speaking, especially if it's petty, we just go, that doesn't matter. I don't care.
I do the same thing.
And
Truly within my own family. Mm-hmm. I do the same. I'm like, just drop it. It doesn't matter. But there's sometimes like this situation where it does matter. But wait, it's me. Meech said, my mom and sister are jerks to me about my contributions, LOL, or desired contributions. If it's healthy, they don't want it. Meech, me and you and I, sorry. It just happened. We're going to go do a holiday celebration together. She said, even when I make veggies, they want them coated in sugar. It's so rude and annoying. I mean, they don't make anything that tastes bad. Oh, I don't make anything that tastes bad. I love food. My family like, oh, what are you going to bring? Kale? We don't even want you to make it. Then it's like, oh, what did you bring for today? I'm like, nothing, because you made fun of me. Like, truly, I can't stand any of them. I love them so much. I hate all of them.
What do they want you to bring?
I don't know, because then there's 47 desserts. It's like, oh, why did I spend all these money on ganoles? Why did I do this? I do this every year and I buy all these ganoles. And I'm like, then don't buy them.
You know, there was our friend Amy from Sean and Amy in Las Vegas. She posted a great video of her husband the other day. She was filming her husband, asking if they should put up their Christmas tree. This was this past weekend.
Yeah.
And at first he said, sure. And then she said, but do you think it's too early? And then he said, okay, then we don't do it. And then she said, and so let me start that over because that sound threw me off.
What sound?
We had some contribution to the show.
Huh?
You didn't hear that?
No.
I don't know. I heard some sound. Did anyone else hear a crazy?
I'm not. We got Raiders. Oh, Nick and Amy are raiding.
Okay, perfect. That's what that sound was. But
I don't.
Let me backtrack.
Okay, wait. Really, a quick pause to welcome everyone from NK Mornings. Nick and Amy, they're amazing. Nick said that. Well, NK Mornings said that beard though. They're not talking about me.
Listen, the beard is staying.
Yeah.
But our friend Amy from Vegas.
Different Amy.
Wait, why did you say different Amy? We didn't talk about Amy.
Nick and Amy. Oh, sorry.
Nick
I don't
and Kristen.
know.
What's wrong with you?
Because I said Nick and Amy. Guys, I'm so thrown. I said Nick and Amy because he was talking about Amy prior to this. It's Nick and Kristen, NK Mornings. Dear God.
I was actually just watching their show before we started ours today, and they've done such a good job with their setup, their stream presentation. I mean, they've always been entertaining to watch, but it looks so good. So
yeah, we were on a panel with Nick at Morning Show Bootcamp in August. We had them on the Morning Show podcast. We had Nick and Kristen on the podcast. And we also had Sean and Amy
The
on
same
the
week,
podcast.
actually, I believe,
The same
right?
week, yes.
So, back to what I was saying about Amy. She recorded her husband, and the first question was, should we put up our Christmas tree? And he said, sure. And then she said, well, do you think it's too early? Then he said, okay, we won't put up the Christmas tree. And then she said, well, what do you think we should do? He said, this would be much easier if you just told me what you wanted to do.
Yeah, this is you.
And this is how everything should be. If someone says, what do you want to bring for the holidays? I think the easiest thing to do is go, what do you want me to bring? Just tell me the answer
I know.
that you're looking for. And I will tell you if I can or cannot do that.
Yeah, but sometimes you just want someone else to make the decision because if it's a bad decision, you want it to be on you.
Also, there has been a lot of debate, obviously, because we're getting to that time where people are deciding whether or not to put their trees up before Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving. And I am personally a after Thanksgiving person normally. Our tree is up now. And that's
Fully
because
decorated.
we aren't going to spend a lot of time in Seattle around the
Because
holidays.
My thought process is we get back to Seattle after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And I want it to be Christmas when I get there. I don't want to start Christmas then. So we did it like last weekend because we knew we had time. And it's going to be great. Plus, we're only in Seattle. What did I do the math? It was like 7 less now at this point. I think we're in Seattle
like 2
17
weeks.
days for the rest of the entire
Yeah.
year, basically.
Yeah, it's not a lot. So I'm usually, though, and I think my family has always been like this. We're a very much after Thanksgiving family. Also, I mean, there's been years where the tree went up like 3 days before Christmas. But
That's crazy.
I also think just do whatever you want. If the tree makes you feel good, put it up. The world
Yeah,
is
I
on
did see
fire.
someone on-
We're all
I
going to
saw-
die. Put your tree up. Who cares?
I saw someone on TikTok that was like, Christmas is a season. Let me enjoy it as long as I want.
Whatever you want.
I'm all for it.
I want to make sure we got to everything on the list before we move on. Let's being chased by COVID. I got that. Is this mom ruining Christmas? We talked about
and-
that.
Oh, that was her. NK Morning said, oh, yeah, we put the tree up the day after Halloween.
Listen, is that too early for me personally? Yes. But if it makes you happy, do it. You know why? I'm not going to see it. It doesn't
Anthony,
matter.
how do you feel about people doing like a tree for every holiday? Like there's a Halloween tree, there's a Valentine's Day tree. It's like pink. You put red stuff on it.
I do think it's dumb.
I think we need a pink tree.
I do think it's dumb. I also think because you have to remember, I don't like clutter in general. I don't like things. That means I've got to keep, 3, 4, 5? Do we have a 4th of July tree?
We could do that.
How many trees do we have to store?
But at the TJ Maxx, no, what do we have? Home Goods in Seattle. I saw a pink tree.
If you want to put a pink tree up for Christmas, go for it. Put a blue tree up. Put a magenta tree. I don't care.
I'm gonna get the pink one. NK Morning said, ever since we had our daughter, it changed. We used to wait, but now she loves it so much we do it immediately. Yeah, when Christmas comes around, parents just become like, whatever they say.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
What?
Okay. NK Morning said, here's the real question. How many trees are allowed in the house? I have a 1 tree rule, not a tree for every room.
Depends on how big the house is. I'm fine with 1 tree. I do think like with NK and with us, actually, if you've got like a workspace that you do videos, you could have a tree in there, right? To like liven up the studio space. I think 1 tree is totally fine though.
Growing up, my sister and I had a tiny tree in our bedroom
Okay.
as well. And
For
I'm
each
trying
of
to
you,
think.
or you each had one? Like you
We had
shared a
1 tree shared. And then I was trying to think because we did have our own rooms at one point. I think we each had our own tree, a little one. And Santa put a little gift under those. 'Cause he's a good guy.
I like to keep things as simple as possible. Like it's an argument that I have with my mom all the time because my mom, when she hosts Christmas now on Christmas Day, and there's always a theme. I feel like there's been a theme every year it's been in this house, but I feel like also Christmas itself is the theme.
Yeah, that is the one thing I'll agree with you on. Your mom was like, what theme should we do for Christmas this year? And you were like, Christmas is the theme.
Yeah.
We're not having a theme party. We're celebrating Christmas.
And for me, a lot of it comes down to I just want to keep things as simple as possible because the holidays are also a stressful time for everyone anyway. So if you can worry about one less thing, buy one less thing, I think that helps everybody.
Okay, but what is the theme this year?
We don't know yet. And it depends on, excuse me, hold on. It depends on who's going to be coming here because we have some family members, like I said earlier, who aren't doing too well and they need some extra space, and we don't want to.
Do you have a bounce house?
Huh?
What, do you have a bounce house?
No, it's just we have to keep one of the rooms kind of designated because two of my family members, if they do show up on Christmas, they'll need their own space to lie down. They need their own space to like put their equipment and whatnot, wheelchairs, walkers, things like that. So just to keep things simplified, we might just do like, I don't know, Christmas PJs or a sweater or something.
Cute.
But nothing over the top.
Martha wants to know what past themes were.
Last year was 70s disco.
It was. And I showed, okay.
What?
You told me it was 70s. You never said the disco part.
Or 70s maybe? I don't know.
I know. I showed up and your family was like, where's your costume? And I'm like, I'm wearing a corduroy mini skirt.
Is that 70s?
70s.
Okay. The year, I think there was a year we did onesies. Everyone had to wear a onesie.
But that's Christmas themed.
But it wasn't like a Christmas onesie. Like I was wearing a Ninja Turtles onesie. Yeah, I don't know. Another
there
year
was
was
Hawaiian?
Hawaiian. So
Okay.
I got my family
Roosevelt.
all Roosevelt's matching pink Hawaiian shirts, like the LaCroix shirts they have. Those are some of them. I can't remember. We used to do gag gifts.
I do
as a
remember
grab
you talking
bag.
about this.
And I don't think they were supposed to be gag gifts. I think that's just what some of me and my cousins ran with. But one year we were supposed to get everyone in that grab bag a hat. And this is when my grandmother was still alive, so we would have Christmas at her house. And my grandmother is like the most religious person in the world. I mean, if it wasn't for marrying my grandfather, would have been a nun overseas. Like grew up, I mean, next door to where Jesus grew up. She grew up in Bethlehem. So she, as you could probably imagine, not really good with, sexual innuendos or jokes like that. And the year that we had the hat grab bag theme, I went to a porn shop basically on Route 17, Romantic Depot, and I bought my cousin a pink cowboy hat that had, instead of tassels hanging from it, it was just a bunch of dicks hanging from it. And he had to open this up in front of my entire family. And then for another year we did a calendar, and I did a sexy calendar that I printed myself, all of pictures of me.
Can I get this calendar?
I think my cousin Alex still might have it somewhere, and he'll use it as blackmail one day.
Can you do one for me for Valentine's Day?
No. But I did.
Come on.
So I themed it that year. So every picture that I took, so like January, I forgot what January was. I think maybe I held like a bottle of champagne. But like for 4th of July, in July, I took an American flag that we had in our house and like wrapped it around my waist.
That seems offensive.
For Christmas, for December, we had like a small evergreen plant, and I just held that in front of my junk.
Can you please do this for me for Valentine's Day?
I'm trying to think of
and
some
then
of
we
the-
can sell it and make money.
We're not selling it.
No, people want it.
I don't trust me. Trust me. Nobody wants it. Thank you very much for the posture check. And I think someone put a hydration redeem.
Happy birthday to Marianne, who celebrated her birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate you being here.
Who took the
day
pictures? So I used the self timer on my Olympus stylus camera. It was a little tiny point and shoot camera, probably a megapixel. So pretty grainy by today's standards.
Felix and Scotty really want the calendar.
You know what? It's not happening. I won't say never. It's most
Do
likely.
it for the kittens.
It's most likely not happening.
There was something I was going to say to you about. Oh, what did your grandma say when your cousin opened the penis cowboy hat?
She chuckled. I think she just wanted it to end. She just wanted to move on to the next gift. Also, the same reaction that everyone in my family had when my cousin opened up the calendar. No one really was thrilled to see that one. It was a hit, though. People laughed.
We could do a Carla Marie and Anthony combo calendar.
I guess we only have to take 6 pictures each then. We can alternate.
I have been wanting to do a Erica John, Caroline Max calendar.
You know what? You can sexualize your cats if you'd like to.
No, and not just a regular one, you jerk.
Oh, like a regular calendar. I mean, go for it. Each of them gets what, 3 months?
Well, some will be together.
Oh, okay. You could do that too.
Put them in little costumes.
I will only make, you know what, this is a good point. Scotty said they have to be delivered by Fred the mailman. And if Fred personally delivers every single one of the Anthony calendars, I'll think about it. Do it for Motley Zoo, says
Hey.
Mark.
Speaking of Motley Zoo, they're going through a kerfunkle right now. Is that a
Kerfuffle.
word? Kerfuffle. It's a kerfunkle, actually. So as an organization, they are doing great. They have funding. They've got all those things. Their building where they do their foster transfers, their adoptions, they had daycare there for dogs. That building has been condemned by the city of Redmond as structurally unsafe. Sucks. Okay. They have to be out, I believe, by the end of this month. Now they've been trying to find other buildings, and every other building they find is like, well, you're going to have animals here. We can't rent to you. So they have nowhere to, they have so much stuff that they use that like we've donated to them, whether it's litter boxes, dog cages, dog beds, food, everything. They're like, we have nowhere to put this stuff. So, and the great thing about that place is when you're going to, when they can do a big animal intake, whether it's Texas, that's like, if you don't come get these animals, we're going to kill them all. They'll fly them here. Motley Zoo will bring them to their center, clean them. I've been there for this. Clean them up, make sure they have all their medications, vaccinate them, then get them out to foster home. But without this home, there's the space, there's nothing they can do. So if you're in the Washington area, just be aware that they are looking for a location.
If you own a warehouse, maybe, or a large office space that's not being used. I don't know.
So,
is there any way to fix up the building? I think it's actually got to be torn down, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is this like a busy time? I don't know. I guess not every time of the year is busy for them, because I know like once the late winter, early spring starts, that's when like they get a ton of cats.
Cats are thawing out.
So hopefully this is a slow time and they can be up and running before things get crazy.
When the ground thaws for cats, when the ground thaws for everyone, what happens to cats is they start to go into heat, and then they
start
get pregnant
doing it.
and they have babies. And that's why like between March and June, July, it's just chaos. Spay and neuter your pets, people. Bob Barker was right.
Hey, we've only got 6 more days left for the You Look Great store. And I will say, after we spoke on Thursday, I wore my You Look Great t-shirt to the gym. Have you worn your You Look Great t-shirt yet, Carla Marie?
The holiday
The
one?
holiday one.
In public? No, I've been wearing this.
It is the most comfortable t-shirt that I think we've ever put out.
Yeah. It's Bell and Canvas. It's the same as it's the same as all of our regular You Look Great. It's not the same as tie-dye or neon. It's the super soft ones.
It is really, really comfortable.
You have the green one?
I have the green one, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be taking some pics with it. I got a fireplace over here. I think I might do a little photo shoot.
Oh, so you're going to do it?
Well, not a sexy photo shoot, but...
Are there green lights coming in from outside? What's going on behind you?
Just lights in general.
But why is it green?
I think, if I remember correctly, the awning, or like the thing on top of our front porch, is green, and it might just be reflecting.
Isn't it weird that
color.
you've lived at that house all those years and you've been walking in that front, like, or going past that front door and you don't know the color of the awning?
They painted the house kind of recently. The whole top used to be green. And now I think it's all white. I have no idea. I don't know what the house I'm in looks like right now.
I do.
But they've also done a bunch of construction around here since I moved. There's a whole house in our backyard now.
It's true.
I came back one day and there was just a house in our backyard. They subdivided the property and boom. House.
Crazy.
Brand new.
Crazy.
Yeah. Those are my LED lights behind us, kind of like we have in the studio.
That's why I was asking.
No. I do want to figure out tomorrow if I can set this up where the fireplace will be behind me. I don't know if it'll be possible, but that's my goal.
Okay.
So
Sonali said, I'm confused on the sizing for the holiday cruise. I literally have all of my You Look Great sweatshirts out to measure. So I'm assuming you can see the size chart as well. These are just a different style, and they are, I believe it's a half an inch bigger. So like a small in the holiday and a small in the regular crew are just a half an inch off in each measurement, meaning these are
which
just
one's bigger and which one's smaller?
holiday or bigger.
Holiday's bigger.
This is a medium. I've been wearing. I only wore this because it was a different color than I wore the other day. I will likely wear a small in this, but a medium normally in the other. You can honestly go either way. I always say go bigger if you're unsure because you can always tuck it and roll and whatever. But this is a medium on me. It fits okay, and so does the small. So, but it's different. Like you can see on Anthony's like the stitching. The other crews aren't really built like that.
So I wear a large in the regular crew, and I'm wearing a large in this crew. I've said it in the podcast. I'm a 5'11", about 195 pounds ish, 190, and I actually like the way this fits a little bit more than the regular crews. This is a little.
You like structured more.
It's a little more structured. I feel like it's a little slimmer. Maybe.
Personally, if I was buying a crew, I'd buy the other one, style wise, right? Like I'm just like, if I'm talking about prints, obviously I would get this one because I wanted a holiday print. But and this is like.
So we've not helped anyone, by the way, with this review.
No, but it's just they're different styles. Like I'm not trying to help you either way. Just understand that they are different. Do they wash differently? No, I don't think so. They are like. Mom, hold on.
You're
She
right
was
there?
just on my watch talking to me.
Is she still on?
No, I hung up on her.
Oh, okay. Well, it is time for Carla Marie to take her call from her mom. It is time for me to get out of here. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. You Look Great store is open for just another 6 days. This closes on Sunday, and we've only got a stream tomorrow and a podcast up until Wednesday, and then we're off. So there won't be a ton of reminders on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I would suggest buying them soon. And you never know if a size or a color or a whatever, some sort of variant sells out. So check it out, youlookgreat.co. It will be in the description of this YouTube video.
Don't hang up.
Oh, okay. Don't hang
I
up.
was just responding to some people. Our unisex zip-ups and women's zip-ups and the other crew necks are all independent trading. Wait, these are two.
Why don't they just message you directly?
Well, because if I can just enter right now. Yeah, everything is independent trading except the t-shirts. Those are Bella. Those
Because
the
we
best
are
t-shirts.
independently trading things.
Okay.
That's
And
what it is.
I did do a Instagram reel showing how everything fits, but we are in our last minute of Zoom.
Oh, well, perfect timing. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. We will see you tomorrow.